Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I would like to talk about the unstoppable woman. Okay, the unstoppable woman, and the this topic did not come, randomly. Actually, third quarter last year, I was privileged to speak to some women and the topic, the theme for that meeting was the unstoppable woman, planning yourself for maximum impact. Okay, so while I was preparing for that meeting, I wanted to, you know, I was going through the scriptures and I was thinking about a woman who was unstoppable, in the scriptures, was there a record of such woman? And at that time, the woman that came to my mind was Naomi. Okay? Yeah, surprising, I am sure. Naomi came to my mind. And I remember when I was asking the women, in that meeting, when I was telling them, when I was trying to introduce the woman in the scripture, and a lot of them were already saying Esther, and some, I think one person mentioned Ruth, but for me, it was Naomi. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so let me take you to the book of Ruth and let's look at the woman Naomi. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so back to the book of Ruth. I am reading, or I've been, yes, reading from the Women of Faith Message Bible. And yes, the book of Ruth. Okay, so to understand the story of Naomi very well, you have to read the whole four chapters of the book of Ruth, and I'm just going to give a big summary and lay emphasis on where I really, on the places that, really brings down this message, okay, that really sends this message home. Okay, so starting from the first chapter of Ruth, it talked about a man from Bethlehem in Judah who had left home, okay, who had left home to live in the country of Moab. Okay, so what happened was that there was famine in the land of Bethlehem, Judah, and so he left with his wife Naomi and their two sons. Unfortunately for them, when they got to Moab, Elimelech died, and so did his two sons after they had gotten married. Okay, and their wives, the name of their wives was Oprah and Ruth. All right, so one day Naomi got herself together, and she put herself together, and she said, "You know what? I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go back home, which is Bethlehem, Judah, because she had heard that God had been pleased to give his people food." Now, that particular point, that's Ruth chapter 1, verse 6. I'm just going to read it out loud. One day, she got herself together, she and her two daughters in law, to leave the country of Moab and set out for home. She had heard that God had been pleased to visit his people and give them food. And so she started out from the place she had been living, she and her two daughters in law with her, on the road back to the land of Judah. And I'll just stop there. That's verse 6 and 7 of chapter 1, Ruth chapter 1. Okay, so this was a woman who, I mean, looking back from where they were living in Bethlehem, Judah, things had been good. These people knew God. And then there was a famine in the land and they had to move, and along the line, all the mishap happened. But this is why I said that Naomi is my reference when I'm looking at the unstoppable woman. Okay, so now what is this on what is making you not stop? If you go and look at the term unstoppable, the definition or the meaning of unstoppable, it means you keep moving on, right? Nothing is holding you back. You don't want anything to hold you back. Okay, so why I said she was unstoppable was that I want to believe, and which is one of the first key elements to being an unstoppable woman, or the first essentials to be an unstoppable, is to have a vision. And now when I say a vision, I don't want it to be like a vision the way we know it. No, this is just how you see yourself. Okay, so how you see your life personally as an individual. Okay, that's your growth, your personal development growth, your spiritual growth. Then you now take it down a notch if you're married. How do your vision for your home? Okay, so what's the vision for your children, your parenting vision? How do you see parenting? How what's your view, or what kind of what kind of parents do you want to be to your children? Yes, what kind of wife do you want to be to your husband, or husbands, what kind of husbands do you want to be to your wife? So all these are visions, all these are the things that you see that keeps you going. Okay, so whenever you look back at them, or you look at the board, or you look at your writing pad, that keeps you going, no matter whatever mishap you may have faced. And believe me, Naomi did face mishap. Losing your husband, losing your two sons, and just left with your two daughter in laws. That's really a lot. But you know what? She said, "This is not it. This is not how I envisioned my life. This is not how I envisioned my life. I'm so sorry." And she got herself together and said, "You know what? I'm going back home." And if you read further down that chapter one, she actually also okay. So if you read further down, you get to see that she actually had to, on the way on the journey, she had to talk to her daughter-in-laws and tell them that, and she had to tell them that you may go back home, you mustn't follow me. And in that moment, Ruth decided that she was going to follow her back, and Oprah turned back. You know, you know the story. You can read further down to understand it better. But the emphasis here for me is Ruth chapter 1, verse 6 to 7. Okay, in that moment, she said, "This is not what I envisioned for myself. This can't be it. I have to move on because I am unstoppable." And so that's really what I want to pass across. That for you to be unstoppable, you really have to have a vision, and this vision have to be in every aspect of your life. Okay, so it's not it's yeah, in every aspect of your life, your career, your finances. What's the vision? Because if that is that vision that you see that keeps you going, in spite or despite of whatever situations that may have happened or that is happening. Okay, and so this is a good time to take out your notepad and write a vision. Yes, this is a good time to take out your notepad and write down a vision. If it's not something you've done before, it's something that you can do. A vision of, like, if you're a mom, I am a mom, so you want to have a vision of your home. What do you want your home to look like? Okay, so the first step to being an unstoppable woman is have a vision, and yes, the second would be if you have a vision, you now need to have strategy. Okay, that's make out a plan, so to bring these visions to life. So make a plan and strategize. Yes, make a plan, and yeah. Okay, so those are the two key points I'll be leaving you with to be unstoppable. You need to, one, have a vision, and two, make a plan. All right, and don't forget that you're going to be needing journals to do that. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And also give me your view. Is there any other woman in the scripture that you think was an unstoppable woman? Please, I'd like to know. All right, bye for now.